Bazzoni was one of many intellectuals, many artists who, during the fascist period, was very much involved with the regime, participated in exhibitions and prizes and so on. But like practically everyone, when fascism fell in July 43, had to make a choice, and he's somebody who really began to look at fascism again with fresh eyes after the fall. And here, what he's doing is really going back to the roots of fascism, going back to the period immediately after the First World War, the time of squadrismo, when fascist gangs persecuted the socialists in the countryside of northern and central Italy. The imagery, I guess, is quite Christian and quite religious in a way, and this is something that's also quite, I think, striking about what happens in 43 to 45. There's quite a rediscovery of Catholicism as the authority of fascism collapses, so people turn more and more towards the church, and it's quite striking how many intellectuals at this time do get drawn back towards Christianity, towards Catholicism, and say there is in this drawing, whether it's intentional, whether it actually reflects Bazzoni's own views, I don't know, but the imagery of the deposition, for example, Christ's deposition from the cross seems to be somewhere in the back of his mind when he's doing that drawing. But essentially it seems to me a reflection in the middle of the war, a time when fascism is collapsing in 1943, on the essence of fascism. That fascism is a movement that is born out of violence, out of the First World War, and out of squadrism. This is the essence of fascism. This is how it began. This is how it's going to end, amid brutality on an appalling scale. And certainly between 43 and 45 in northern Italy, the brutality was on an extraordinary scale. The brutality of Nazi gangs, of fascist gangs, reprisals for activities of the partisans. It was a very, very brutal time. There was an escalation of brutality in towards the end of the war. And here, I think Bazzoni in 43 was, in a way, foreshadowing the last stages of fascism's descent into barbarism.